And you are Washington State University Tigers as the lifetime field goal in the nation.
Oh, don't tell me you got to do the best.
Praise and glory and honor. God, we thank you for your son Jesus Christ, God, and all the great and wonderful gifts you've given us because of him. Now we ask you tonight, Lord, that you would bless both teams, Father, with the spirit of competition. Father God, the spirit, God, of determination, and the spirit, God, of being a finisher. God, help these teams and these coaches, God, and all our fans and everybody part of our family here. God, be unified and glorifying you with the gifts you've given us. Father God, our focus right now is not so much how who governs the White House, but Father, who governs our house. So we praise you right now in the peace of day, knowing, God, that you are leading us and guiding us. We ask you to
all of our fans, enjoy tonight's ball game. Let's get the starting lineup again. First to the visitors from Jackson State University at the
I'm here.
For Jackson State, number 2, Edric Dennis.
Yes, sir.
From New York, Great hero, Irvin Mitchell. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. Number 2, Nigel Ribeiro. At guard, a 6-foot senior from Baltimore, Maryland. Number 10, Chase Cogan. At forward, a 6'7" junior from Silver Springs, Maryland. Number 11, Abel.
In Houston against Prairie View A&M and Texas Southern University. So, of course, both of these teams need a win. The Grambling State University Tigers want to get a win here to go 3-4 in conference action. And, of course, this is the only game that these two teams will play this weekend, as both teams, these are each other's travel partner. They will not play again until next week when they play against Arkansas Pine Bluff and Mississippi Valley State University. The story of the game for Jackson State, a ton of injuries. Edric Dennis Jr., no good. Grambling with the basketball. Irvin Mitchell. Now Chase Cormier has the basketball. Back out to Drake Wilkes. Back to Mitchell. Left side to Nigel Ribeiro. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound by Jackson State. Coming away with the basketball. Yetra Specs goes in for the bucket. Good. First 2 points of the ball game for the Jackson State University Tigers. 2-2 is our score. Now Chase Cormier will control for the Grambling State University Tiger basketball team. He's defended by Edric Dennis. Cormier with a shot inside the paint, no good. And it's going to be a pushing foul charge to Grambling. And it will go back to Jackson State University. I think that foul is going to go against Irvin Mitchell. That'll be his first personal. And if you're watching on GSU TV, you just saw where Irvin Mitchell did not have position. And, of course, if you want to watch the game live on GSU TV, all you have to do is go to the website, www.graham.edu. Then go to the bottom of the screen and click on the YouTube icon. That's right there by the Tigers' nose, and you can watch the game live and listen to it as well. Yetra Specs on the baseline, defended by Chase Cormier to Middleton. Ball being whipped around the horn. Roscoe with the ball. Three-pointer on the way from Roscoe. Up, no good. Nigel Ribeiro with the ball, and he'll start the break for the Grambling Tigers. Ribeiro will take him for himself. He'll draw the foul. And we'll go to the free throw line. Looks like that foul is going to be on number 4. Derek Roscoe with the foul. That'll be his first personal and the team's second. .37 remaining here in this first half of action. Grambling and Jackson knotted up at 2. Nigel Ribeiro at the free throw line for the Grambling Tigers. He misses the first free throw. That's something that Coach Sean Walker says that's very important, is that the men's basketball team take advantage of those shots at the charity stripe. Second one up and good. Ribeiro shooting right at 64% on the season as a team. The Tigers are shooting 63%. That's something that Coach Walker says he wants to improve on, is shooting that basketball. And a foul coming up on Chase Cormier, following close, a little bit too close to Yetra Specs in the open floor as he tried to go for the ball, and that is going to be his first personal. Chase Cormier, one of the seniors on this basketball team from Baltimore, Maryland, went to Milford Mills Academy. Yetra Specs with the basketball for Jackson State. Ball on the floor after a turnover there by Jackson State, and coming away with it is Raymond Brown. Brown with the basketball, nearly traveled with it. Looking over to Urban Mitchell, now telling Mitchell to go down towards the baseline on the far side of the court. Chase Cormier at the midcourt circle. Now going to the far side, back towards the middle. Brown now has the basketball out of bounds. Off of Jackson, back to Grambling. Head coach of this Jackson State team, Wayne Brent, assisted by Kason Burke, Deshaun Dixon, and Jarrell Washington. Kason Burke and Deshaun Dixon both played basketball here in the SWAC. Three-pointer on the way, good!
You see, they're playing a 2-3 zone here, so it's like, you know, most of the shots need to be on the perimeter, you know, for not in the inside because there's 3 men down there rather than
Jackson's doing a good job of bunching those guys in the 2-3 zone down on the inside. They're leaving that outside very vulnerable. And Coach Walker telling his guys to make sure that you watch the guy coming around the screen to make sure that he's not left open for the shot. Jackson State inbounding the basketball, and it comes all the way on the other side of the floor to Yetra Specs. 6-2 our score, Grambling on top, 16:26 remaining here in the first half of action. Specs to being defended by Chase Cormier. Now the ball to Dennis. The ball goes out of bounds. Traveling violation before the ball goes out of bounds, and it goes back to Grambling. 6-2 our score, 16:16 remaining in this first half of action.
looks like they switched their defense to man-to-man.
More of a zone.
Zone.
It's still a little bit of a zone here. Yeah. They masked that as a press into a zone. There's a shot by Wilkes, up no good. And with the rebound for Jackson State was Middleton. Dennis with the basketball, gets it to Specs. There's a pick that was set, and they're going to call that foul on Urban Mitchell. And if that's on Mitchell, that's 2 quick fouls on Urban Mitchell. He's going to have to come out of the ball game. Media timeout on the floor, 15:45 remaining in this first quarter of action. The Grambling State University Tigers on top 6-2. 1 minute timeout. You're listening to the Grambling Sports Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Okay. She said let her know when you're doing the media breaks.
It's after the 16, after the 12, after the 8, after the 4.
Okay, after the 16, after the 16, after the 8, after the 4. I mean,
16, 12, 8, 4.
16, 12, 8, 4.
We're getting ready to go over to him now. We're getting ready to go over to him now in just a minute.
In a minute.
Tell him to turn around. Back here at the Hobby Assembly Center here on the campus of Grambling State University, let's go to Taylor Stewart for a sideline report.
All right, we're just about 5 or so minutes into this game, and so far your GSU Tigers are leading 6-2. And if you're watching the game right now, you can see that this is a heavy game, ball-to-ball action, back and forth, and it's going to be a heck of a game. The Tigers are coming off a tough loss in Houston this past weekend, so this is definitely going to be a win they need in their win column. Back to you, Santoria.
All right, thanks a lot, Taylor. Shot by Jackson State University, 6-4 the score. Raymond Brown with a shot up, no good. Ball tipped up in the air. Drake Wilkes trying to go after it, gets the ball. Now back to Brown. Brown bounced past to Wilkes, and I think they're going to call a foul here. Call it on Yetra Specs, his first personal. Raymond Brown, nice little wraparound pass there by Drake Wilkes, and they say that Yetra Specs is telling the official that he had all ball. Now, Irvin Mitchell is on the bench right now, which is kind of detrimental for the Tigers because he is their leading scorer, but he got 2 quick fouls before the first media timeout. Drake Wilkes, with his first free throw, is up and good, and now he'll get one more at the charity stripe. Early rebounding edge to Grambling, 4-3. 2 turnovers early for Jackson State. Specs with the basketball. He's defended by Raymond Brown. Grambling in the man-to-man. Now they'll switch. Hands are up for the Grambling Tigers. Ugbe trying to defend Middleton. Cross court to Specs. 3 left on the shot clock. Oh, they call a foul. And that's going to be charge number 1, Ivy Smith Jr. with 2 seconds left on the plate on the shot clock. And that gives them a fresh 30. So now Jackson State with a fresh 30 here after they had, Grambling did a great job defensively working that clock down. Jackson State with the basketball. Right side, that's Dennis, goes in for the shot. And Grambling calls a quick timeout here, 30-second timeout. Coach Sean Walker furious at the defensive help, or the lack thereof, on that play. As a matter of fact, after both games against Texas Southern and Prairie View A&M University, one of the things that he was extremely concerned about was defensive help and making sure that they communicated effectively on that side of the ball. There was a lot of defensive breakdowns, especially after the game against Prairie View A&M University, a game that they lost 94-82. And then, of course, Texas Southern University, one of the things he said about that game was that although this is probably the best team in the conference by far, still the biggest thing that he felt that was transition on defense was still a big problem, especially on the help inside on defense. Ivy Smith Jr. with the basketball, gets it back over to Raymond Brown. They break the Jackson State press. Jackson goes from a 1-2-2 press to a 2-3 zone. 3-pointer by Naja Rivera, up no good. And the rebound by Jackson State. 8-6, Grambling on top. Dennis with the basketball for Jackson State. Ivy Smith Jr. picks his pocket. Rivers gets the ball back for Jackson. Middleton now with the basketball. Gets it out. That's number...
Shot up.
Got a player that's not on our roster. Number 15 not on the roster. We'll try to find out who he is. Javaris Wilkes with a 3-pointer. Robinson with the basketball. Gets it over to Rivers. And a steal there. Jump ball, they call it. Jump ball, possession to Jackson. Great job on defense by the Grambling Tigers, as Dennis was going inside, and Wilkes did a great job of just putting his hands inside and grabbing the basketball. Coming out of the basketball game, Middleton for Jackson State. Specs coming back in. In the ball game for the Grambling Tigers is 23, Marcel Thompson. He takes out Wilkes. We got a 3-pointer. 11-9 our score. Grambling on top. 13-15 remaining in this first half of play. Nice job. Ivy Smith with the steal, goes in, gets the bucket. 13:06 remaining here in this first half of play. 13-9 is our score. Brent with the basketball, shoots a three-pointer on the way, no good. Raymond Brown with the rebound. Brown gets it knocked out of his hands by Rivers, and it goes back to Grambling. Nice job by Raymond Brown coming away, and then, of course, the ball was knocked out of his hands. It almost looked like he was fouled on the play. No call there by the official. And a foul coming up. Charleston travel. So Jackson State will get the ball back. Robinson coming back, or coming out of the ball game. Roscoe comes back into the ball game for Jackson State. Brent with the basketball, now to Specs. Left side to Roscoe, out high. Bounce pass inside to Rivers. Rivers with a shot, no good. Ball tipped way up in the air. Rivers gets the rebound. Now to Specs. Specs driving the paint, going in, no good. Ball tipped. And Rivers coming away with it. Another offensive rebound charge, or given to Jackson State. Almost of a steal, really. Dennis with the basketball, now to Roscoe. Roscoe just to the left, top of the key. Now Dennis. Brent, a three-pointer, up, flushes it. Coach Walker not happy about that. It's now 13-12 Grambling on top. Ivy Smith Jr., nice inside pass, and the flush by Gabriel Upay. 15-12 now to score, 11:37 remaining. You're watching on GSU TV Jackson State, or GSU TV Jackson State falling asleep at the wheel on defense. Specs with the basketball. Specs now loses control. Nigel Ribeiro tips it. Goes out of bounds off the Grambling. Back to Jackson. We have a media timeout. 15-12 remaining here in this first half of play. The Grambling State University Tigers on top 15-12. We'll take this 1 minute timeout. 1 minute. You're listening to the Grambling Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Albee Assembly Center, the Grambling State University Tigers on top of Jackson State 15-12. Let's go over to Taylor Stewart for this sideline report here on the Grambling State University Network and GSU TV.
Roughly about 10 minutes into the game, your GSU Tigers are still leading by about 4 or so points in the game. You know, this is definitely one of those games where you got to keep paying attention because the score is going to keep fluctuating back and forth. But again, we're seeing a lot of consistency by our Tigers, and that's what they need to secure the win. Back to you, Santoria.
All right, thanks a lot, Taylor. Foul coming up here, and it's going to be charged to Grambling. Nope, they're going to charge it here to Jackson State. Nigel Ribeiro go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be on number 4, Derek Roscoe. That's his second personal of the ball game. .11:03 remaining, first half action. And he missed the second free throw. 1 of 2 at the line, 16-12 is the score. Ivy Smith's got to watch the reach. Rivers gets the ball out to Dennis. Traveling violation on Jackson State. And it goes back to Grambling. Great job there by Ivy Smith, really just harassing the Jackson State player, and then he traveled. 16-12 is the score. 10:45 remaining here in this first half of play. And we're scheduled to have Chester Rogers on coming up at halftime of our ball game today. First played this first season with the Indianapolis Colts. A turnover by Grambling in the paint. And Jackson coming away with it. Yet respects over to Robinson. And he goes in and gets the bucket. Coach Sean Walker wants a traveling violation, no call. Robinson, yeah, he moved his feet a lot. Ivy Smith Jr. directing traffic. 16-14 our score. 10:15 remaining. Three-pointer on the way by Smith, no good. Going up high for the rebound for Jackson State University is Maurice Rivers. Specs now with the ball. Near side, up high. Now we'll go towards the midcourt circle, out by the G. Middleton has the ball. Cutting the Specs. Nice job by Ivy Smith getting his hands inside. Smith getting the ball back. Goes in for the shot. No good. And the rebound by Middleton. Now Brent with the basketball to Robinson at the circle. To Specs. Nigel Ribeiro with a little bit of a hand check there. Right side now back to Middleton out high. And Brent with the basketball. It goes off of his fingers. And it goes back to the Grambling Tigers. Substitution coming up here for Jackson State. They'll have to wait on that substitution. 6 players out for Jackson State. A lot of them due to injuries. One of the biggest was Paris Collins, redshirt junior. Also, Trayshawn Bolden, a senior. All those guys, big players for Jackson State. Ivy Smith, nice ball fake. Getting it back out to Nigel Ribeiro. Long three-pointer, drains it. 19-14 now our score. Grambling on top. 9:08 remaining in the first half. Robinson now with the basketball out high. He'll drive the paint, and they're going to call an offensive foul to Jackson State University. Coach Wayne Brent not happy. In the Jackson State, they're telling the players just to hold up just a second. That's going to be a foul charge to Jackson State University. Dontavian Robinson charged with the foul. Now for Jackson State, Sharon Wilson, the 6'6 junior from Las Vegas in the ball game. And number 25, Jesse Love, who started the ball game, now back in. Coach Brent, he recruits Mississippi heavily, especially Jackson. Was a state basketball winning coach in Jackson. Here is not, should have probably taken that shot. Chase Cormier decides to try to pass it inside, and they're going to call him offensive foul charge to Jackson State. Nice job by Nigel Ribeiro, and the offensive foul is charged to number 3, Yetra Specs. That's his first personal. 16 foul. Next one, they'll be in a bonus. 19-14 to score. Yetra Specs will get a rest. Wilkes on the floor now for the Grambling Tigers. So for Grambling, it's Wilkes, Chase Cormier, Raymond Brown, Deontay Jones, and Nigel Ribeiro. They got a little bit of sweat up off the floor, and Raymond Brown will take the ball out for the Grambling Tigers. Brown will get it back to Cormier. Now they're playing a little catch, still at 1-2-2 zone that Coach Brent likes to play. Felton now in the ball game, also for Jackson State.
A lot of ball movement here.
Mismatch here as Nigel Ribeiro was out on a big man, and here's a shot by Wilkes, and he can't hit it. Comes away to Jackson State University. Edric Dennis Jr. Felton. Ball being tossed around. Dennis now the basketball. Right side. Now goes baseline over to Milton. The ball is kicked out of his hands at the last minute by Nigel Rivero. Great defense. We have a media timeout. 7:51 remaining here in this first half of play. The Grambling State University Tigers on top 19-14. 1 minute timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Hobbs Assembly Center. The Grambling State University Tigers are on top of Jackson State, 19-14, 7:51 remaining here in this first half of play. Jackson State with the ball. Brent trying to toss it out. Goes out of bounds off of Jackson, back to Grambling. Jackson State University right now, field goal 6 for 16 for Grambling, 6 for 12 for Jackson State. Grambling 4 for 6 at the charity stripe. Jackson yet to go to the charity stripe yet. Jackson right now out rebounding Grambling 10-7. Grambling still in that 1-2-2 press and going back to the 2-3 zone. Chase Cormier, nice job going inside, goes up for the shot, no good. Gets it back out to Wilkes. Thought about the three-pointer, now cross-court pass to Raymond Brown. He gets a three-pointer, it's on the way, it's no good. Ball tipped. Oh, that should have been a travel. It's going to be a jump ball. Then it goes to Grambling. Grambling with 3 turnovers, Jackson State with 7. Grambling 8 points off a turnover so far in the ball game. If you missed it, the Lady Tigers, they defeated Jackson State University 90-85. They go to 4-3 now in conference play. Now the official calls for a towel to wipe up some condensation on the floor as players hit the deck after that jump ball. Jackson State University coming in 7-12 overall, 4-9, I should say 3-3 in conference play. They're led by Edric Dennis with almost 16 points a game, yet respects averaging 13, while Paris Collins, who's injured, not playing, maybe out the rest of the season, averaging 12. Chase Cormier with the basketball. Gets it out to Drake Wilkes. Wilkes back to Cormier. High out on the circle. Now looking left. Bounce pass into Drake Wilkes. Now back to Cormier. Three-pointer on the way. Good! Cormier with the three-pointer. 22-14. Grambling on top. 7:07 remaining in the first half of play. Great shot by Chase Cormier. Dennis with the basketball. Falls down with it. They don't call it travel. It goes out of bounds off of Jackson. Back to Grambling. Great hustle by the Grambling Tigers. And the Grambling basketball team giving a well-deserved congratulations to the players for hustling. Boy, they're really out there hustling today. 22-14 the score. Grambling on top. 6:56 remaining in the first half of play. Chase Cormier now with the basketball. He looks left. Gets it to Drake Wilkes. Oh, he traveled with the basketball. Drake Wilkes is going to go over and getting an earful from Sean Walker right now. And a little bit more condensation that they'll pick up with the towel, it looks like. Yetra Specs comes back in the ball game now for Jackson State University. Jackson State with the basketball. Wilson. Now in between the circles to Specs. Right side to Brent, back to Specs. Three-pointer by Specs on the way, no good. Middleton with the rebound, shot up, no good. He gets his own tip and gets the bucket. 22-16 now the score. 6:22 remaining in this first half of play. Long three-pointer on the way, no good. Ball is tipped and Brent gets the basketball on the rebound. 22-16, Specs going in to Dennis. Dennis now, just partially tipped by Raymond Brown. It goes back out to Specs. He takes a shot. It's good. 22-18 now the score. Jackson trailing by 4. 5:57 remaining in the first half of play. The score. Wow, what a shake there by Specs. Gives it to Dennis. Back to Specs. Specs wanted a foul, no call. Ball is kicked back to Grambling. Brent. Specs. Now checking into the ball game. Felton. Replacing Dennis. Wilson. And Middleton in the ball game for Jackson State. Ugbe, Chase Cormier, Raymond Brown. Wilkes and Nigel Ribeiro in the ball game for Grambling. Wilson going up for the shot, good. 22-20 now the score. Grambling trailing by 2, 5:17 remaining first half of play. Cormier with the basketball to Wilkes, to Nigel Ribeiro, 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Drains a three-pointer. And Ribeiro had that shot from just inside the half-court line almost. A few steps. 4:38 remaining in the half. 25-20 now the score. Nice switch on the defense by Ugbe. Felton with the basketball out near the midcourt circle. Wilson trying to set the pick, now to Middleton. To Brent. Hit Wilkes in the back of the head with the ball. Nigel Ribeiro now has control. Will push the ball up the floor. Ribeiro to Chase Cormier, now to Ugbe. Ugbe to Wilkes. Nice turn and shot by Wilkes. And the bucket. Wilkes with the bucket. And we'll have a mass substitution here. Rivers coming in for Jackson State. Ivy Smith coming in for Grambling. Dennis coming in for Jackson State. Wilkes at the line to try to complete the three-point play. 27-20. Grambling on top. 4:04 remaining in this first half of play. Missed free throw by Wilkes. Wilkes is a 61% free throw shooter. And Raymond Brown comes away with the steal. Brown goes in and gets the bucket. 29-20. 3:40 remaining. That's going to be a foul, and it goes back to Grambling. That foul is going to be on number 3. That was a great play there by Chase Cormier. That foul is going to go on number 3, Yetra Specs, second personal. media timeout. 29-20 to score. 3:39 remaining here in this first half of play. We'll take this 1 minute timeout. 1 minute. You're listening to the Grambling Sports Radio Network. Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center. The Grambling State University Tigers on top, 29-20. Let's go over to Taylor Stewart for this update.
Wow, if I had to say, your Tigers are on fire tonight, currently leading the Jaguars by 9 points. Your leading scorer right now is Nigel Ribeiro, and if they keep this up, they're definitely going to take home the win tonight. Back to you, Centoria.
All right, thanks a lot, Taylor.
Great.
Grambling with the basketball inside. Controlling the rock on the inside for Grambling is Deontay Jones, the junior 6'6", from Las Vegas. Went to Garden City Community College, draws a foul. .319 remaining here in this first half of play. 29-20 the score. First free throw up and good. Jones doesn't go to the free throw line much, but is shooting 83% when he goes. He misses the second one. Avi Smith Jr. had the basketball and then, of course, loses it there to Jackson State as it was a scramble on the floor for it. 3:10 remaining in this first half of play. 30-20 is the score. Dennis with the basketball, far side. Now to Middleton in between the circles. Felton, then out high to Robinson. Robinson looking, now to Middleton. Middleton to Robinson. He'll take the dribble. Now we'll come back out. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. And time runs out on the shot clock. Great defense by the Grambling Tigers. And Middleton, Rivers, and Robinson were completely oblivious to how much time was left on the shot clock. 2:48 remaining in this first half of play, and Grambling is on top. 30-20. Coach Wayne Brent just kind of looking at him like, just pointing the clock. Here's Ivy Smith going inside, getting the ball out to Deontay Jones, and Jones gets the bucket. 32-20 now. 2:33 remaining until halftime. Centoria Black with you on the Grambling Sports Radio Network, ESPN 97.7 and ESPN97.7.com. Middleton with the basketball to Dennis, a three-pointer on the way. It's up, it's no good. And it goes out of bounds off of Jackson State. Grambling will get the basketball. 2:17 remaining until halftime. Grambling men's basketball team, they have been playing some inspired basketball so far. Jackson State has yet to go to the free throw line in this ball game, although they are out rebounding Grambling 16-8, including 11-4 on the defensive boards. Raymond Brown with the basketball, defended by Robinson. Now out to Ivy Smith Jr. To Brown. Three-pointer on the way by Carlton Lowe. Good. 35-20 as Grambling has extended their lead to 15 points with 1:47 remaining until halftime. Middleton with the basketball. Looking, and it's a steal. The ball is tipped. Headed over to the scorer's table, and boy, look out. Wow. Well, my fellow compadres there from Jackson State on the other side of, on the opposite side of the table, had to almost hit the deck because players were just kind of diving into the table. Oh boy, 139 remaining until halftime. 35-20 the score. Grambling on top. We're in the middle of a 30-second timeout. Hey, after the game, visit your good friends at your neighborhood bar and grill at Applebee's. Applebee's, located in the Graham Shopping Center parking lot in Ruston. They can take care of you and your parties. Of course, they've got great specials all week long. Make sure that you get their lunch specials as well. Applebee's in Ruston. 35-20 our score, 139 remaining in this first half of play. Don't forget to visit our good friends at Nissan. ChooseNissan.com is the site to go to purchase or look at your new car. And there's going to be a traveling violation on Jackson State. And it goes back to Grambling with a minute 32 remaining in this first half of play. 35-20 is our score. Shot up, no good by Raymond Brown, and we go to the free throw line. Nice job by Raymond Brown drawing the defenders. 35-20 our score. 122 left. Raymond Brown with a free throw. No good. Coach Walker really not happy about the missed free throws. Wilson coming into the lineup. Raymond Brown, second free throw up and good. Felton with the basketball for Jackson State, gets it to Wilson. Now in between the circles, back to Felton, to Dennis, high out on the right side. Bounce pass to Middleton. Middleton looking inside, can't find anybody. That's going to be a travel. Great defense played by Grambling. 36-20 our score, 102 remaining in the first half of play. And then we're going to bring Chester Rogers over here. Who first? And then Chester Rogers over here. 102 remaining in the first half of play. Ivy Smith Jr. Now, Irvin Mitchell hasn't played the majority of the first half of this ball game. He came out with just under 16 minutes to play because he picked up 2 quick fouls, and the Grambling Tigers have played extremely well. In the ball game now for the Tigers is Noah Cummings, a 6'9 center from Pembroke, North Carolina. Ivy Smith Jr. shot from the elbow, no good, but what a job he did in trying to shake the defenders off. So Jones, Carlton Lowe, Noah Cummings, Ivy Smith, and Raymond Brown shot up no good. 24 seconds remaining, and Grambling will get the final shot of the first half of play. Ivy Smith Jr. with the basketball. 36-20 to score. The Grambling crowd and the team getting up. Smith shaking the defender, shot up and good! Time has expired in the first half, and the Tigers are on top of Jackson State 38-20. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes. You're listening to the Grambling Sports Radio Network on ESPN 97.7 and ESPN977.com. What's up, my brother?
How you doing, Sam?
Good. Take a play, man. Trying to hang in there, man. Just been busy.
I know it. It's starting to pick up for us as well.
Yeah. Because y'all not that long, y'all not that far away from
absolutely. You know, our opening day for official practice is January 27th.
Also, it's the day. It's that Friday. Mm-hmm. Wow. You got it. Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center. The Grambling State University Tigers on top of Jackson State University by the score of 38-20. Joined now by the head baseball coach of the Grambling Tigers, James Cooper. And Coach Coop, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Sam. How about yourself?
You know, when that calendar turns from December to January, you know it's not that much time before you get things heated up.
It's not, man, and hopefully we can get some better weather and get the sun to come out and really heat things up for us.
Coach, you know, a lot of things are going on around campus. We see there's a lot of improvements going on with the softball field, soccer, but there's also improvements going on with the baseball field.
Absolutely. You know, the project that's going on with the baseball field, it actually started last baseball season, and now we're in phase 2 of that. And phase 2 is actually getting us a new backstop with the Clearview netting system, a new warning track from dugout to dugout, as well as a new irrigation throughout the field, and then also new side being leveled and laid out in foul territory in all of the outfield, and last but not least, a new outfield fence in all foul territory down both lines.
You know, for those who are listening at home, one of the things that people always talk about is upgrading facilities, and this has been probably one of the most extensive upgrades since the new stadium was built. Talk about how important this has been.
It's extremely important. You know, first is for safety issues for our student athletes. Then secondly, you know, also it's a recruiting tool because people want to come and play for a place where it looks nice and it's actually manicured. And then last but not least, you know, it's a brand new makeover and also makes it a jewel, so to speak. It's make it nice to look up on the eye when you look at it.
Now that the facility is getting its first-class treatment, one of the things that you talk about all the time is, hey guys, we got a new facility, now we got to play up to the standards. Talk about the 2017 edition of the Tigers.
Well, it should be a great season for us. You know, we had 6 players to make all conference last season. Of those 6, we have 3 returning. One is a pitcher in Isaac Obert. One is to be a shortstop in Wesley Drain. And then the other is our third baseman in Daniel Barnett. With those 3 guys coming back, you know, with the accolades that they receive, and hopefully, you know, it can rub up on some of the other guys that we have to, you know, put this team on top where we think we ought to be. You know, we finished in 2nd place this past season. It was a struggle for us, but when you look at how we played and how things turned out, you know, we were actually in 1st place for 14 consecutive weeks, and you know, we lost the lead and finished with the 2nd seed the very last week of the season when we lost their series at home to Pine Bluff. So, you know, Pine Bluff has won our division 3 years straight, so it's going to be extremely hard to, you know, knock off a team like that. We saw how, battle-tested our football team was, and they did the same thing with Alcorn. So I guess you could say Pine Bluff is our Alcorn on the baseball side. And with the guys that we brought in to go along with the guys we already have, we think we can knock them off and also compete well for the #1 seed on our side.
Year after year, the Western Conference is tough, and then we started seeing the rise of the Eastern Conference, especially with Alabama State. And now, of course, Murray Melendez, he moves on, but Alabama State's still strong on that side. Who are some other teams that are up and coming on that side?
Well, when you look at Jackson State, they returned the bulk of their team. They're going to be the team that's going to compete on the east side with knocking off Alabama State. So I think it'll be a 2-team race on the east side with Alabama State and Jackson State. When you look at our side, it's going to be extremely competitive, I believe, between us, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and then also Texas Southern. I think we match up well with those teams. I also think we match up well with Jackson and Alabama State. And the schedule that we have put together, myself and Coach Pierre, is going to get us, you know, totally prepared for the conference tournament and then also for the regional run if we're fortunate enough to make it there.
Well, Coach, lots of great baseball action coming up, and of course, season starts when?
Opening weekend for us is February the 17th. It's actually NBA All-Star Weekend down in New Orleans. New Orleans hasn't always been the host for the NBA All-Star Weekend. You know, they had the situation in the state of North Carolina because Charlotte was supposed to be the host, but they had the issue with the HB2, I think that's what it's called, with the bathroom issue out of there. And so it has been moved to New Orleans. The great thing for us, we had our reservations made prior to the NBA All-Star Weekend being moved there, so we got locked in on a good rate with hotels. We open up there. We actually play Alcorn Game 1. Game 2 will be against Southern University. It'll be televised on MLB Network. And then Game 3 will be against UIC, University of Illinois out of Chicago.
Should be a great schedule. Look forward to covering some great baseball, man.
Man, thanks a lot, Sam.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Coach James Cooper joining us from the GSU baseball team. We'll take a short timeout. When we come back, Chester Rogers on the other side. We'll take this timeout. We'll be right back. What's up, Walt? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I said right now. Let me tell you.
Y'all got something to talk. You see it already. You can't beat, right? You cannot beat.
Welcome back here to Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center on the campus of Grambling State University. Still about 5.5 minutes left, 5:50 remaining until the end of halftime. 38-20 is the score. Joining us now is a member of the Indianapolis Colts and, of course, former member of the Grambling State University football team, Chester Rogers. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, man?
It's been a great game so far, man. You staying busy, I see.
Yeah, I try to stay busy, you know. It's finally off season, so I get to do a little thing, things I don't normally get to do.
First year in the NFL, get a chance to be with the Indianapolis Colts. What do you think of your first year if you had to summarize it?
My first year, man, it was wonderful, man. It was a blessing. I feel like it was a learning season. I got my feet wet, man, and I feel like each game I progress.
Well, when you start looking at the team and being a part of an NFL team, what kind of an experience is that you can talk to people about that wish to go into the NFL?
Man, it's all about hard work. Coming from Grambling, I feel like I was prepared. I went undrafted, but like I said, I feel like I was prepared for anything that I was, going to come across. But it's all about hard work, having faith in God, and we got a group of guys that's in the draft this year, and I have all the faith in them. I feel like they deserve to be in the NFL.
So now I'll tell you what, the Grambling Tigers, of course, they win the Celebration Bowl this year. They win the SWAC Championship this year, HBCU National Championship. And one of the things that Coach Fobbs talked about is that this championship was built on the hard work of those who had to go through a lot and then, of course, set the table for those who were here. Talk about what that meant for you, showing that kind of a pride, knowing that your former team won.
Man, I was so happy for those guys. Like you said, we set the table for them. I was unfortunate. I didn't get to win the championship, but I felt like I did when they won it. Just knowing what all we went through, man. This senior class, they was with me when we went through the the boycott. Everything. Like I said, when you coming from Grambling, you prepare for anything, and just to see those guys actually do it and go all the way, man, I love it.
What is it like to relax after a grueling season?
Man, it feels so good. I had a 21-game season, including preseason, and I was coming straight off of my senior year. You really don't have no downtime, no such thing as off season because you go straight into combine training and everything. But to now to finally actually get a break, it feels good. But I'll be right back at it in February.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. How much time do you have before you really get back into the swing of things?
Not long, man. I've been off 2 weeks. It's time to get back at it. You really no such thing as off season. You got to stay ahead of the competition.
A lot of people just look at what happens when they have camp and mini camps and all those kinds of things, but it just seems like it's all the stuff that you do on your own that makes a difference from those who make the team again and those who don't.
Right, man. You can't just do what's asked of you. You got to do the extra. You got to do the extra to last because it's always somebody trying to take your job. It's always somebody that want to wear your jersey, have your position. So you just always got to worry. You got to do the extra.
Chester, I'm going to let you go, man. Great talking to you. Congratulations on all of your success, and we look forward to seeing you soon, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, Chester Rogers joining us. We'll take this 2-minute timeout. Back for the second half right after this. Welcome back to the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center. The Grambling State University Tigers are on top of Jackson State 38-20 as we get ready for the second half. And Jackson State will get the ball to start the second half. Yetra Specs, who came out of the ball game late in the first half, back on the floor. He's defended by Chase Cormier, down 18 points. Roscoe now looks, shoots, goes up, that bucket. Now 38-22. And I know that one thing that Wayne Brent did say at halftime was that they had to play much better defensively, as they really let Grambling get a lot of transition points. Matter of fact, in that first half, the Grambling Tigers, 16 points off the bench, 12 points in the paint, but 16 points off of turnovers as well. Nigel Ribeiro with a three-pointer, 41-22, now a 19-point lead for the Grambling Tigers. Love now in the basketball game for Jackson State. Middleton goes in, nice shot off the transition. Irvin Mitchell now back in the ball game now for the Grambling Tigers. Mitchell, Cormier, Nigel Ribeiro, Averill Ugbe, and Drake Wilkes in the contest for the Grambling Tigers. Nigel Ribeiro with the basketball. Nice job by Drake Wilkes. Couldn't hit the shot. Boy, he did a great job of really fooling the defender, turning back around inside the paint. Coach Wayne Brent has a couple of guys that played for Jackson State, Deshaun Dixon and Kason Burton. Very good players for Jackson State, as a matter of fact. Three-pointer on the way for Jackson, no good. Averill Ugbe with the rebound for the Grambling Tigers. Grambling with the possession arrow as well. Chase Cormier in between the circles, looking right. He's defended by Dennis. Ugbe will set the pick. Nice job by Cormier coming around the pick. Now to Nigel Ribeiro. Three-pointer on the way, no good. The rebound by Roscoe for Jackson State. 41-24, Grambling on top. 17:46 remaining here in the ball game. I want to thank Coach James Cooper from the GSU baseball team and Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Chester Rogers for joining us here on our Nissan halftime report. Love with the basketball. Left side to Specs, three-pointer, good. 41-27 now, down to a 14-point lead, 17-24 remaining in this ball game. Get Specs now with 7 points, Nigel Ribeiro 11 points, leads the Tigers. Irvin Mitchell out high on the right side, which is the far side of the court. Now Chase Cormier trying to get away from pressure. Man defense played by the Jackson State Tigers. Now Irvin Mitchell telling Cormier to go ahead and go through, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Jackson back to Grambling. Raymond Brown coming into the Grambling lineup. He'll replace Drake Wilkes. And one of the officials telling some of the Jackson State players to go ahead and sit down. And it's mainly those who are not even dressed out, those who are in street clothes. Nigel Ribeiro with the drive. The shot is up. Good. As the shot clock expires, he hits the layup. 43-27, 16:47 remaining here in the first in this ball game. Love with the basketball at the three-point line, out high. Now trying to look inside to Roscoe. Can't find him. Now gets him the basketball. He's defended by Averill Ugbe. Back out high to Yetra Specs. Man-to-man defense played by the Grambling Tigers. Roscoe back to Specs. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Air ball. Ball goes out of bounds off of, it looked like it was off of Jackson, but they say it was off of Grambling, and it'll be Jackson State basketball with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, I might add. Nice contingency of Jackson fans coming over today. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Nigel Ribeiro with the rebound. Ribeiro will stop his dribble inside to Ugbe, now to Raymond Brown. Brown going up, nice shot. Raymond Brown from Monroe, Louisiana with the shot. Also a Monroe native on the floor, Yetra Specs, playing for Jackson State University. The only Louisiana native on this team on this Jackson State University team. And a steal by Grambling. Here comes Raymond Brown. Oh, don't get set up by the pressure. Here comes Nigel Ribeiro. Ribeiro goes around the defender. Up good. Boy, Nigel Ribeiro doing a great job on the dribble drive penetration. Going around the defender, getting the bucket. 47-27. Now a 20-point lead. Grambling on top. 15:35 remaining here in this ball game. Now Love with the basketball to Middleton, to Yetra Specs in between the circles. He waves one of his teammates through on the other side. Dennis coming through. Ball goes out of bounds off of Love. Back to Grambling. We have a media timeout on the floor. Media timeout. Grambling on top 47-27. 15:20 remaining in the ball game. We will take this 1 minute timeout. 1 minute. You're listening to Grambling basketball on the Grambling Sports Radio Network on ESPN 97.7 and ESPN97.7.com. So you see how we kind of do things?
It's very fast-paced.
Very. Basketball is much more fast-paced.
Yeah.
Basketball is volleyball, hockey, very fast-paced. Huh?
Okay.
Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center here on the campus of Grambling State University. Grambling Tigers on top by the score of 47-27. Let's go to Taylor Stewart.
47-27. Your GSU Tigers are on fire tonight. This is definitely the consistency and the confidence that Coach Walker was talking about that he wanted to see. And your Tigers are truly showing it tonight. Back to you, Centoria.
All right, thanks a lot, Taylor. Grambling with the basketball. Irvin Mitchell over to Raymond Brown. Drives the paint, gets it over to Averill Ugbe. Goes up for the bucket, no good. They say the foul on the floor. It's a blocking foul, and it looks like it's against, I want to say it's against Robinson. We'll check that foul and make sure. We'll check and see what that looks like. It was a foul, though. Into the Jackson State University lineup. Number 12, Maurice Rivers. And the officials getting a towel to wipe up some of the sweat. Looking at the driving in by Raymond Brown. And yeah, that foul is going to be on Middleton, actually. Middleton was going to pick up that foul. It's a blocking foul. Irvin Mitchell with the basketball, picked up 2 fouls early in the first half and then sat down with about 15 minutes and some change remaining in the first half. And now he started the second half. Mitchell now over to Chase Cormier, 3-pointer. Good! 50-27 now, Grambling on top. 14:35 remaining here in the ballgame. And a foul by Nigel Ribeiro. And Nigel Ribeiro looks over at Coach Walker, and Coach Walker says, hey, I don't mind that kind of a foul. That's an aggressive foul. Dennis with the basketball now for Jackson State. Boy, you can really tell how much Jackson State University misses some of their key players. Paris Collins, who was averaging double figures, he's hurt. Taylor hurt. Ball goes out of bounds off from Grambling back to Jackson. Jones now coming into the basketball game for the Grambling Tigers. Chase Franklin also hurt. He was averaging 9 points a ball game. Charles Taylor out. So many of the Jackson State University players out. They're missing probably 25 points out of their lineup. Nice shot by Yetra Specs just inside the 3-point line. That was a tough basket. 50-29. Can't be mad at that one. Coach Sean Walker now calling out the offense to his players. Raymond Brown now coming to the opposite side. A little pushing going on. He comes out and he gets the ball. He's defended by Rivers. Ball goes on the floor. Jones has the ball. Goes out of bounds, and it goes off of Grambling back to Jackson State. Well, if you're watching on GSU TV, Brown, when he turned, Specs was right there to knock the ball out of his hands. Then Jones, they say it was off of Jones, but it looked like it could have been off of a Jackson player. And nonetheless, Jackson State University will have the basketball. Inbounding the ball will be number 2, Edric Dennis. And now the officials will call time for a second to wipe up some of the condensation off the floor. 13:47 remaining here in the ball game. Rivers now with the I should say Specs with the basketball. Now to Roscoe. Roscoe looking left side, gets the ball out to Dennis. Dennis now right side, back to Specs. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Nigel Ribeiro gets the air ball. Specs almost picked up the foul, reaching in. Ribeiro goes in, gets the bucket. Boy, is he playing tough tonight. 17 points for Nigel Ribeiro, 52-29. Grambling on top with 13:10 remaining in the ball game. Nice pick set out high by Rivers on Irvin Mitchell. Specs now left side out to Dennis. Roscoe now with the basketball. Now to Brent. Brent bounce pass back over to Roscoe. Shot is up, no good. It's going to be a pushing foul charge to Grambling. Brent, of course, got the ball to Roscoe, and this was a good foul. It was a charge to Jones, it looks like. That's going to be his first personal foul. Second team on the Tigers this half. Brent inbounding the basketball, gets to Roscoe, defended by Jones on the baseline. That's going to be a traveling violation on Roscoe, and it goes back to Grambling State. 52-29 now the score. This has really been a tough night for Jackson State University. You look at some of the last 3 games, 63-50 loss to Alcorn. They lost to Prairie View, the close one, 63-56. Then they lost by 23 to Texas Southern, 67-44. Before that, they did beat Alabama State and Southern. And Nigel Ribeiro, another three-pointer, 55-29. 12:30 remaining in the ball game. That's 20 points now for Nigel Ribeiro, the sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. Shot up, no good by Jackson State. Ball is on the ground. Ribeiro recovers. Ribeiro, great maturity, not throwing the ball down the floor. There were some defenders there. Irvin Mitchell goes in. Nice shot, Irvin Mitchell. Irvin Mitchell with his first 2 points of the ball game. It's 57-29. Grambling extending it out to 28 points. Communication there by Grambling, and now Jackson State takes the timeout here. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. The Grambling State University Tigers on top of Jackson State, 57-29 with 11:50 remaining in the ball game. We'll take this 1 minute timeout. 1 minute, we'll be right back. I'm not sure if they're taking this as a media. This might be the media break. I'm not sure. Because they actually called a timeout, but I think it's the media break. But don't worry about it.
So don't worry about this one? Okay.
Jared, you need anything? Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center. The Grambling Tigers right now on top of Jackson, 57-29 with 11:58 remaining here in the ball game. Grambling has just absolutely dominated Jackson State University. Jackson State with the basketball, yet for Specs was defended by Ivy Lee Jr., who got some quality minutes in the first half. Roscoe inside, going for the shot, good. He's going to draw the foul. That foul looks like it may be on Jones. Nope, it's going to be on Raymond Brown. First personal. Roscoe at the free throw line for Jackson State University. Roscoe only shooting 54% from the charity stripe, 57-32. Jackson State 16 turnovers, Grambling 5. Jackson State still out rebounding, Grambling 21-14. Irvin Mitchell stepped on the inline, and it goes back to Jackson State. Coach Sean Walker is telling the official on the other side of the floor that there was a bump there, and it caused Irvin Mitchell to go out of bounds. 57-32 the score, 11:26 remaining in the ball game. Checking the lineup for Grambling: Averill Ugbe, Irvin Mitchell, Raymond Brown, Ivy Lee Jr., and Nigel Ribeiro. Roscoe, Specs, Brent, Dennis, and Rivers in the ballgame for Jackson State. Dennis tried to get the pass from Roscoe. It goes out of bounds and back to Grambling. Well, you can just tell Jackson State is completely out of sync. Not the same team that defeated Southern University and Alabama State, I might add. Irvin Mitchell to Raymond Brown. Nice bounce pass. Oh, Averill Ugba not expecting the pass. Coach Sean Walker applauding the effort. He was just telling Walker, just said, when you come off the screen, come hard. Because if he would have came off that screen about a half a second sooner, then he would have been able to get that basketball. Specs in trouble. Now he gets the ball back to him. They break the press. Roscoe with the basketball. Now to Specs. Roscoe, a three-pointer on the way. Good. 57-35. Grambling, the lead is cut to 22 with 10:25 remaining in the ballgame. Ivy Lee Jr. with the basketball. Tight defense played by Jackson State. Averill Ugba with the basketball. Back to Raymond Brown. Nice job by Brown going up. He draws a foul. I thought for a minute he was going to flush it. Brown came right around Rivers, and I thought he was going to go up and flush it on Roscoe, but he does draw the foul. That foul is on Edric Dennis Jr. I believe he leads the team in scoring with 15.8 points a game. He only has 2 points tonight. Brown with the shot up and good. Felton comes in the ball game for Dennis. Boy, he's really struggled tonight. That's their leading scorer with 15.8 a game. Yet for Specs averaging 13.4. Specs is 9 points in the ball game. Roscoe with the basketball, gets it over to the cutting man, which is number 10, Wilson, and the 6'6 junior from Las Vegas getting the bucket. Ivy Lee Jr. coming around the pick. He'll drive the paint, go up for the shot, no good, but draws a foul. Boy, he is doing a great job drawing the foul. Smith was defended by Felton, and there was a nice pick set up just a moment for Ivy Lee Jr. just to come around there, and Felton drew the foul. And for Ivy Lee Jr. going to the free throw line, he'll get 2. Here's a kid that's only averaging about 4 points a ball game. Tonight he already has 5 points. And he's played some quality minutes in this contest. Misses the free throw. 9:43 remaining in the ball game. Wilson with the basketball. Now back to Felton. Left side to Rivers. Three-pointer. Oh, they call it a two-point shot. 60-39. 21-point lead for Grambling. 9:28 remaining in the ball game. Ivy Lee Jr. with the basketball. Ivy Smith Jr. from New York, New York. Ugbe loses the basketball. Actually goes off from Jackson back to Grambling. I tell you what, Nigel Ribeiro has really played some impressive basketball. Just a sophomore. Just imagine what he'll be able to do in just 2 more years. Ribeiro with the basketball. And Ivy Smith Jr. gets the ball from Nigel Ribeiro. He throws it into the backcourt. Here's Smith with the drive. The shot is up. No good, but he goes to the free throw line again. Ivy Smith Jr. going to the free throw line for the Grambling Tigers. First free throw is up and good. Shooting right at about 78% from the free throw line. So Irvin Mitchell will come out of the ball game. And coming into the ball game for the Grambling Tigers will be Marcel Thompson. Shot up, no good for Jackson State. Ball goes out of bounds off of Grambling. Back to Jackson. Wilson inbounded the basketball. Now to Specs. Specs gets caught in the air. Back to Wilson. Wilson, ball knocked out. Great defense by Raymond Brown. 61-39, Grambling up by 21 with 8:47 remaining here in the ball game. Santoria Black joining you courtside. Coming up, we'll have a Nissan post-game report. We'll have an interview with head coach Sean Walker. Talk about this game, and of course the Tigers will have a week off before they get ready for the next home game against Arkansas Pine Bluff coming up next week here at home. Shot up, no good. Nigel Ribeiro off his fingertips, off Jackson's fingertips. I think they call it off of the fingertips finally of Maurice Rivers, the 6'7 junior from Atlanta. Coach Wayne Brent from Jackson State. Boy, very, very good coach in the high school ranks in Jackson, Mississippi. And when he was brought on to this job at Jackson State University, he took over for Tevester Anderson. Many of the Jackson State following thought it was time for a change, and so when Coach Brent came over, they thought his connections to the high school ranks would get them a lot of great recruits, and he's been able to recruit some great players, but this team has been banged up. 6 players rather, for Jackson State. Ivy Smith Jr. over to Thompson. Shot up, no good. Averill Ugbe goes up for the shot. It's no good, and the rebound by Roscoe. Well, those are money shots that you have to hit. 8 minutes remaining in the ball game. Nice pickup by Averill Ugbe. Now to Dennis. And a flush by number 12, Maurice Rivers. 7:48 remaining in the ball game. 61-41 now to a 20-point lead. Ivy Smith Jr. with the basketball goes to the far side by the timeline, now in between the circles. Gets the ball to Marcel Thompson. Inside to Averill Ugbe. Ugbe goes up, he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Timeout on the floor with the score, the Grambling State University Tigers on top of Jackson State 61-41. We'll take this 1-minute timeout. 1 minute. Grambling on the move. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center on the campus of Grambling State University. The Grambling Tigers are on top by the score of 61-41, 7:32 remaining here in the ball game. Let's go over to the sidelines with Taylor Stewart.
When I tell you this is the game of the season so far for the Tigers, this is amazing. They're leading 61-41. Still, Nigel Ribeiro is leading scorer right now with about 20 or so points. I mean, this is definitely one of those confidence booster games that the Tigers definitely needed. Back to you, Santoria.
All right, that was Avril Ugbe, who just missed 2 at the line. And those are 2 that you go down the stretch, you start thinking about baskets and free throws that you could have had. You start thinking about those. Wilson with the basketball, gets it to Yetra Specs. Now to Dennis, back over to Wilson. He shoots a three-pointer. Good. Boy, the big fella stepping outside and draining the three-pointer. Now down to a 17-point lead. Ivy Smith Jr. to Nigel Ribeiro. Ribeiro goes in for the shot. No good. And with the rebound, it was Rivers. Ribeiro, Ivy Smith Jr., Marcel Thompson, Avril Ugbe, and Drake Wilkes on the floor for Grambling. And now they'll make a mass substitution. Chase Cormier, Raymond Brown, and also Irvin Mitchell will take out Ivy Smith Jr., Drake Wilkes, and Marcel Thompson. Jackson State ball, 24 seconds left on the shot clock. Wilson gets it into Specs. Specs goes in, gets the bucket. Down to a 15-point lead. It was once a 27-point lead for the Tigers. Chase Cormier with the basketball, looking. Gets it over to Avril Ugbe. Ugbe with the shot. It's up, and it is good. Avril Ugbe now with 4 points on the evening, 63-46. Back up to a 17-point lead for the Tigers. 6:17 remaining in the ball game. Yetra Specs with the basketball. Gets it over to Wilson. Sharon Wilson now gets the basketball over to Middleton. On the right side in the corner. Boy, he has really got pressure on him by Avril Ugbe. Middleton right there to clean up. Somebody forgot Middleton in the open floor, and he dunks. 63-48 now to score. 5:36 remaining, or 5:56 remaining in the ball game. Chase Cormier now with the basketball right of the Grambling G, which is in the middle of the floor. Now he'll come back towards the free throw line, shoot it up from 15. Good. Timeout called by the Grambling Tigers. And so I think Coach Walker called a timeout to get the defense straight. 65-48 to score. Grambling is on top, and this is a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout here as well with 5:41 remaining in the ballgame. 65-48 our score. 1 minute timeout. We'll be right back. Back here at the Frederick C. Hobby Assembly Center, the Grambling Tigers on top of Jackson State, 65-48. 17-point lead for the Tigers. Roscoe with the basketball, takes the baseline, gives it to Dennis. Shot is up, no good. They call, Rivers rather. No, it was Dennis. They're going to call a foul here on Raymond Brown, and Coach Sean Walker very upset. He's telling Irvin Mitchell about covering them on defense. Dennis to shoot 2. First free throw is up and good. Second free throw by Dennis. No good. Rebound by Rivers, and they're going to call a foul on Chase Cormier. Ooh, that was a tight call right there by the officials. 5:23 left in the ball game. Wilson gets the ball out to Yetra Specs. Out to Roscoe. 3-pointer on the way. It's going to be off the mark. And a missed point-blank range by Jackson State underneath the goal. Chase Cormier with the basketball. Now under 5 minutes remaining in the basketball game. Tigers on top 65-49. And Coach Wayne Brent has not left his seat yet. Raymond Brown with the basketball. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot is up. No good. Foul coming up. Raymond Brown did a great job going behind the back, drawing the foul. That foul is going to go against number 12, and that's going to be Maurice Rivers. I believe that's his first personal. He has 4 points on the night. Raymond Brown from Richwood High School in Monroe now has 11 points on the night. Nigel Ribeiro with 20. Chase Cormier also in double figures with 10. Coach Sean Walker about to make a substitution. Second free throw up and good. Zarius Larry into the ball game for the Grambling Tigers to replace Chase Cormier. Double figures on the night. Zarius Larry, a junior, 5'8" from Farmerville, Louisiana. He is a transfer from Southern University Junior College. Yetra Specs with the basketball. He's defended by Zarius Larry. Just checking into the contest. Rivers, a 3-pointer on the way. No good. Rattles in and out. Larry with the rebound. Right away coming in and getting the board. Nigel Ribeiro with the basketball. Ribeiro and Zarius Larry out high. And so now Coach Sean Walker calling out the offense. Larry, Raymond Brown, Irvin Mitchell. Mitchell with a 3-pointer on the way. No good. And the rebound by Avril Ugbe. Coach Sean Walker telling Irvin Mitchell that wasn't really necessary. Nice block by Ugbe. Coming down with the board is Raymond Brown. Raymond Brown almost gets the dunk, just misses it. Here comes Jackson State. Almost just lit this place on fire. Yetra Specs to Roscoe over to Rivers. That's going to be a foul. It's going to be a travel first. Timeout on the floor with the score. The Grambling Tigers 67, Jackson State 49. Tigers could be on their way to a victory. We'll be right back. Center here in Grambling, Louisiana. The Grambling State University Tigers on top of Jackson State 67-49. Let's go to Taylor Stewart with this sideline report sponsored by Little Caesars.
Wow. Wow, 3 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock, and we have 3 Tigers right now who are in the double digits as far as scoring tonight. That's Nigel Ribeiro, Chase Cormier, and Raymond Brown. All 3 of them are in the double digits as far as scoring goes tonight. Less than 3 minutes to go in the game, and this is definitely going to be a great win for the Tigers. Back to you, Santoria.
All right, thanks a lot, Taylor. We've got a little stoppage of play while they wipe up some condensation on the floor, basically sweat. I want to thank our fine sponsors, Little Caesars Pizza, located in Ruston. Hey, if you're going over to lunch, don't forget you can go in there and get the $5 lunch, which is a pizza and a drink for just $5. And, of course, they've got pizzas ready to go, hot, fresh, and ready. You can get a pepperoni or a cheese pizza, just $5. You can add $1 more. You can get a sausage pizza. Or, of course, their meat pizza, which is very, very good, just $8. Hot, fresh pizza ready to go. Little Caesars in the Graham Shopping Center in Ruston. The Grambling Tigers on top, 67-49. Nigel Ribeiro going around the corner, lost the ball, goes out of bounds off of Jackson, back to Grambling. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Ribeiro was going around the corner, just it looks like he slipped on the floor, and Specs tried to go after the ball and went out of bounds off of him. Ivy Lee Jr. now coming into the ball game for the Grambling Tigers, and he will replace Chase Cormier. Looks like Irvin Mitchell will inbound the basketball. Nope, it'll be Nigel Ribeiro. Nice release there by Ivy Lee Jr. as they get the ball in. Irvin Mitchell with the basketball. 2 seconds. Ivy Lee Jr. three-pointer. No good. Rebound by Rivers from Jackson State. They used all of it. Specs. Offensive foul charge to Specs. Nice job by Ivy Lee Jr. And for Yetra Specs, that's foul number 4. .306 remaining in the ballgame. Grambling will inbound. Grambling with the basketball. That's a travel, yep. Raymond Brown took a couple steps before he bounced the basketball. That's a good call by the officials. A lot of times the players will complain about officials who call that, but really and truthfully what happens is that before they establish themselves, they're taking that step, and that's a travel because they're trying to take off with the ball without hitting the dribble. Wilson with the basketball. Gets it to Roscoe, little 15-foot jumper, no good. Rebound by Grambling. And again, Wayne Brent just calling out plays, but he's been in his seat a lot tonight. Seriously undermanned when you look at a lot of the points that are not in the ball game, especially Paris Collins, who is averaging somewhere around 12 points a contest. Shot up, no good. Jackson State with the rebound, 2:12 remaining in the ball game. Wilson, three-pointer on the way, no good. Roscoe with the rebound. Rivers goes up and gets the little baby dunk with 1:57 remaining, 67-51. And for Jackson State, they have pretty much conceded defeat here in this ball game. 1:48. Coach Wayne Brent just kind of sitting and just looking at how they can get some of those points back, but some of those players have not played in a good little while. Coach Sean Walker still coaching like it's still 0-0. Nigel Ribeiro going up for the shot, no good. Wow, what a putback by Abel Ugbe. 1:24 remaining, 69-51. Grambling on their way to a victory. Nigel Ribeiro goes in and gets the shot. Or gets the ball. Irvin Mitchell going for the dunk, no good. And a foul coming up with 1:14 remaining. It has been a total demolition from start to finish. The game was never in question. Free throw good by Irvin Mitchell. 3 points on the night. And for Mitchell, really not hitting his season average. Irvin Mitchell really leads this team in scoring. One of the top scorers in the conference, as a matter of fact. He's averaging right around 16 points a ball game Raymond Brown 14, Nigel Ribeiro 10, Averill Ugba 10. And if you look at some of the scores tonight, you got Chase Cormier with 10. You got Nigel Ribeiro with over 20 tonight. Raymond Brown has 12, and I believe Nigel Ribeiro has now come out of the ball game. In the ball game now for the Grambling Tigers is number 20, and that's going to be Charles Simmons, freshman from Asoki, North Carolina. Three-pointer on the way by Roscoe is good. 71-54 the score, 44 seconds remaining. Xavier Larry coming across the half-court line to Irvin Mitchell. 22 left on the shot clock, 36 seconds left in the ball game. Mitchell can just relax. There's comeback by the midcourt Oval G with 14 remaining. They can work this clock down to about 15 seconds left in the ball game. Mitchell now will start towards the back with 5 seconds left and a foul. He draws a foul with 20 seconds. Nice job by Irvin Mitchell, just having some patience, and about 6-7 seconds left. He started towards the basket, and Wilson fouled him. So Irvin Mitchell will go to the free throw line. 4 points on tonight, not hitting his season average, but definitely some big performances tonight. As we told you, 3 Grambling players in double figures: Raymond Brown, Chase Cormier, Nigel Ribeiro. Rebounding, not so much. Not 30-19 in favor of Jackson. Maurice Rivers with 12 rebounds on the night. Yet Specs led the scoring for the 11. And that will just about wrap it up. Shot there by Jackson State. 10 seconds remaining. Xavier Larry is just going to dribble over across the half-court line and stay right there. And that will do it. The final score, the Grambling State University Tigers win it 72-57. We'll take this 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes. You're listening to the Grambling Sports Radio Network.
Saturday afternoon, the parade on the national championship will be held here